It's funny that that came up when it did, isn't it, fatties? Because I recorded something about you earlier on. Decided not to post it. You had enough sense about you, as did the I Cook Humans establishment, to not follow through on what was requested of you. You had enough sense about you, in spite of the fact that I gave you a silver platter with my head, night in, night out, to not slaughter me. I couldn't have done anything riskier than what I did for months on end. Night after night, day after day. In so many ways. Do you remember that's particular model and make? Look like a road trail. Very, very specific. And where did I see it parked? Where was its home? Took me a little while to see where it was. Right next to mine. Yet wherever I was, there I would see it. Clearly following me, not by chance, such a thing. Because clearly, you could have selected so many different as you did. But yet that one, to make your point, particularly on my, how long did I visit the cemetery for? A year. On my several times a week visits. Different cemeteries, with particular in mind. I really scoured those places to the point where the cemeteries got to expect me. And I was granted particular feasts of display. Am I off on a tangent? Perhaps. You didn't slaughter me. And as soon as I left that place, that other place packed up and left some mementos for me, should I happen to pass that way again, which I did. Oddly enough, a mere 2 days prior to a particular event of note. And I saw what was left for me to find. And I understood what I think I understood, which was them changing their mind, having done so. Kudos to you if I'm correct. And you, what are you supposed to be? The representation of what? What are we talking? Trying to think of who the other outfit is. Can't think of them. Wanted to name some rivals just to piss you off. You know, it's interesting that you went to the extent of trying to warn me in the way that you did. No doubt that fridge was chopped to the brim. But you bothered to pull it out, however heavy it may have been for that scrawny looking weed. I'm sure you got one of your fatter fellows to do the task. You went against the grain there. Against what was being planned. You actually made a point of standing out there, waiting for my arrival. How did you know? So that you could come up with that piece of advice and information which I blindly failed to see because of my hatred for you, justified. Who didn't you save? You didn't save him. You didn't save him. You didn't save him. You certainly didn't save me. Was that the best of your efforts? So much for your power. So much for your force of nature in the dynamics of operations in society. And you, decades later, just upon my leaving, decided to surprisingly pack up and move as well. Decades, such an established place. Do you know I used to check you out in '96? The white-haired bebop boy band member is thinking I'm talking about him. No, I'm not, sweetie. I'm talking about the establishment, which I got to know so well. Some may dare say intimately. Don't giggle under your breaths. I know precisely what I am saying. Your effect is zero on the scheme of things. That is your power. Disgrace.